Hey, what's up? My name is Tyson Brown and I want to welcome you to Tyson's Fitness Tips podcast. This is Australia's top health and fitness podcast to help you lose weight, look good with your shirt off, feel confident in your body, and finally achieve the goals you want with your health and fitness. So 5 days a week, I'm going to be giving you top information from myself and also from leading experts in the field so you know everything you need to do to get in the best shape of your life. From nutrition to mindset to workout, everything is covered in this podcast and you need to go nowhere else. So like I said, it's going to be 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, in your ears with quick actionable segments that you can implement straight away, because the most important thing is that you can put these things into play. Also, if you listen all the way to the end of the episode, you're going to get 2 special gifts that you can download upon listening to it. So make sure you listen all the way to the end to get those free gifts, okay? So let's get into the episode. Can you eat intuitively to lose weight? Can you just decide when you want to eat, what you want to eat, how you're going to eat, and that's what's going to help you lose weight just by doing that? It's a good question. It got sent to me via Instagram, and it's funny because you definitely can, but a lot of people can't. And that's why I thought it would be an interesting topic today, because I want to give you my opinion on why I think some people can and some people can't, and probably why you shouldn't start this way, right? So here's the thing. You think about what you eat on a daily basis. Let's say you're eating just typical shitty junk food, right? You eat donuts, pizza, you drink Coke, you have fucking, what else? Anything, right? That's a bad example. Ice cream, all those things, right? You eat all these foods that are highly palatable, that taste amazing, that marketing companies have, like the companies who actually make them, have a marketing division, and they do so much research, R&D, on trying to figure out how to find the bliss point. Now, the bliss point is that point where it triggers things in the brain to make you feel like, oh my God, this is the best ever. I want to keep eating and eating and eating. Like, they're doing research on this. They actually put not probes, what are they called? Scans on people's brains. They let them taste food and they see, okay, what part of the area of the brain are lighting up. And they want to hit these certain parts to make the bliss point, right? Now, this makes you crave those foods, okay? So now let's say if you've just gone from eating shitty junk food to going, oh, I've been told I should eat intuitively. I should listen to my body. You know what's going to happen? If you listen to your body and you eat intuitively, your hunger signals are going to be off. So you're going to eat at weird times. You're going to choose shitty, refined, tasty foods. And you're probably not going to lose weight because your brain has been programmed and hardwired for these foods that aren't good for you, because that's all you've been eating. And even me, at this point, I still, because I follow the quote-unquote if it fits your macros, which means as long as I can eat whatever I want, as long as I hit my calories, right? I still choose healthy foods, but I still have quote-unquote junk foods because I enjoy them and because I don't like restriction. And what happens is, even if I was to do eating intuitively, I would still crave those junk foods, right? And if I'm like, I'm just going to listen to my body and eat intuitively, I'm going to choose shitty foods, and you're probably not going to lose weight like that. So I would say if you're trying to make a healthier, healthier choices, and you think like, oh no, I shouldn't have to track calories, things like that, okay, that's fine, but you shouldn't be eating intuitively either. You should be making a conscious effort. If you actually want to eat intuitively, you're going to have to cut out all refined foods, okay? Even though I advocate for a lot of people, you can have those foods as long as you track right. You can have ice cream, you can have chocolate, you can have things like that. If all of a sudden you're trying to eat intuitively, you're not going to know the right signals. So what you need to do, if that is your real goal, you're probably going to have to cut out all processed shit. Now, the reason for this is because if you don't cut out all processed shit, you're not going to be able to figure, like, you're not going to be able to, quote unquote, like, I don't want to say reset, but it kind of does reset the body. Because what happens is no longer will you get sugar cravings. No longer will you be craving bad food. Like, those things will disappear, but it's going to take time. So at the start of your intuitive eating, you have to cut back, probably cut out and eliminate all of those things to actually see when you get cravings, to actually see what sets them off, things like that. Because otherwise, like, you don't know, right? And if you don't know, and if you're like, oh man, I really crave pizza, but I've got to listen to my body. Like, your body doesn't fucking want pizza. Your body only wants pizza because it's been programmed for that. So it's very hard when it comes to trying to figure out whether intuitive eating is right or not. But that's why I suggest first, like, what I would say is you either cut out all of your food, like I said, or you do what I do. So not intuitive eating, but I've stopped counting my macronutrients. I have been counting macros and calories since 2010. So 9 fucking years, right? It's just become a habit. It's just something I actually like to do. It's not a burden. It's just something I do every day. I like to make sure I'm eating enough protein, right? But I am challenging myself, because I've taught my clients this, but I haven't done it myself, to actually just not track food. Because once you finish a diet, you shouldn't really need to track food. You should get an estimate about how much you should be eating every day. So I'm working on that at the moment. Now here's the thing, it's very hard at the start to do this because you're probably going to overeat shitty food, and as long as you're okay with gaining a little bit of weight until you learn and understand your body, that is going to be completely fine, right? But that is a better approach. If you can say, okay, at the start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on making sure that I'm going to aim for protein each meal, aim for some macronutrients, and then at the end of my day, maybe I'll have a little bit of quote unquote treat food, and you only do that so you still follow that 80-20 approach. You might not gain weight and you might be okay. But I really wouldn't recommend that you just intuitive eat yet until you understand foods, until you understand calories. And that's why I tell people to track, because you need to have the understanding and you need to know, because a lot of us don't have that capability to just intuitively eat. Like, for me, I'm still struggling with it at the moment. I've probably gained about 1 kilo or 2 because just trying to find that even balance, right? And it's just like, until you know the basics, you really shouldn't worry about it. Like, until you know how to track food, what foods are made up of. Because if you're like, I'm just going to intuitive eat, what if you're not eating enough protein? What if you're over consuming carbs and fats but not enough protein? Well, you're going to lose muscle mass, you're going to gain fat, and so the progress you probably started making is going to go backwards. But once you know how to track food, once you know what foods are made up, once you know, okay, roughly I'll either have Greek yogurt or I'll have smoked salmon for breakfast. So that's my protein source. For lunch, it's always chicken or meat. For dinner, it's always, again, fish or whatever it is. Like, when you know those things and you know you're going to be eating enough protein, that's when you can start moving towards the more intuitive side of things. But another way you can also do it, like I said, instead of being quote unquote intuitive, you will be able to see these people who do it all the time. Because what they do is, if you see someone at work and they're like, oh man, I've gained so much weight, they'll just quote unquote intuitively eat less, but they eat less of everything. Less protein, less carbs, less fats. And they don't care about their muscle mass. They just want to lose weight. And you don't want just weight loss. You want fat loss, right? So it's a very hard place to get to. It does take time. It can happen. I'm probably not like I said, like the way I've been trying to explain it, I'm not the best person who goes into intuitive eating because I don't have a lot of experience with myself. But you've got to remember, intuitive eating is very skewed because of the foods we eat, right? You could no way in hell get someone who's fat and overweight, who eats shitty food all the time, to say, okay, we're now going to get you to intuitive eating. No chance in hell. No chance in hell are they going to do that. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to be like, oh yeah, I feel like pizza, I better listen to my body. Oh, I feel like a Coke, I better listen to my body. Oh, I better eat now. Like, we still have to practice restriction. We still have to practice saying, no, I'm not going to have that now. We still have to practice saying, I don't need to eat now. And that's what I'm dealing with at the moment, trying to figure out when I eat, when I don't eat. Just certain things like that, and get to know your body more, but it will take time. So what you can actually start doing is do it once a week. So, okay, for Monday, I'm only going to intuitive eat. I'm not going to track my calories. And then give it a go and see how you go. And if it works, you go from Monday, maybe the next week you do Monday and Wednesday. Then after that, maybe you do Monday, Wednesday, maybe you fuck up on Wednesday, so you try it again. And you just slowly build it up until you feel confident enough that you don't need to track macros anymore. And I would suggest you do this after you've lost the weight, right? Practice intuitive eating after you've lost weight, which becomes a lot easier if you gain just 1 or 2 kilos after you've lost a lot of weight, as opposed to trying to do it while at the start of the journey, because it's not going to benefit you in the long run. So, well, that's not a clear, concise answer. It's really all I can think that's going to help you at the moment. So, again, practice it after you've done losing weight. Start small with 1 day or 2 days. Slowly work your way up, and just be aware of intuitive eating, like listening to your body versus like, maybe I'm just being tricked, maybe I'm just being triggered, maybe it's just my brain telling me I want this and I don't really need it. It's a hard line to balance. There's probably a lot more people educated on it than I am, but I thought I'd give my take. So again, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about intuitive eating, make sure to hit me up on Instagram at Tyson the Trainer with 2 R's. And I'll speak to you next time.
Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. So now you've listened all the way to the end. That means you get some free goodies. So what you can do is you've got 2 different options, or you can take them both. I've got an intermittent fasting cheat sheet and a high protein 20 recipe meal guide designed specifically for you in your situation. These meal plans and this intermittent fasting guide is designed to help you burn stubborn belly fat and get in the best shape of your life. So all you have to do is go to the show notes, click on the download link, and they'll get sent straight to your email address. It's as simple as that. They're completely free. They're going to help you transform your body. So go to the show notes now and download your free guides, and I'll speak to you in the next episode.